TC, Spiritual Shepherd. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are getting into wealth care or caring for your wealth. Now, this is actually going to be a relatively quick video. This is the 3-day of the 7-day series. We recently just did the self-care month. We also did the health care month, and this is the wealth care month. So to preface this, the self-care month, go watch that video. The healthcare month, go watch that video. Not sick care, not Medicare, not medicine care, none of that shit. What I'm talking about is caring for your health, caring for your wealth, caring for yourself, and then bringing that into your relationships for month 4, which is tomorrow's video. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about, guys, is self-care is caring for yourself, buying the things that are self-care, that is based on your survival, that is based on your necessity, that is based on your root chakra, and ultimately you have to take care of yourself before you could start taking care of other people. Now, this, by focusing and having a focused set of work in self-care month, that's how you build yourself. Number 2, healthcare month. So healthcare month is caring for your health. It's buying all of the workout gear that you need and not buying all these clothes, not buying all these shoes, not buying all this food. What you're going to do is you're going to, buy meal plans. You're going to buy a nutrition plan. You're going to cultivate yourself this type of way. And as you cultivate this is literally going to expand you in this month. Now, to preface this, guys, this is wealth month now, wealth care month. So I'm going to get into this right now with you guys. Okay. So I want you guys to start to care for, build upon, expand exponentially, or grow upon these things right here. I also want you to look at the etymology of this video. Prosper. We must prosper. Prosperity. We must prosper our prosperity. Prosperity. Affluence. So care, build upon, expand, and exponentially grow these things. Prosperity. Your affluence. Your opulence. Your fortune. Your fortunes. Your treasure. Your capital. Your assets. Your investments. Your riches. Your wealth. Your currencies and cryptocurrencies. Your finances. Your financial portfolio. Okay, your fortunes, your cash, your gold, your silver, your platinum or your diamonds, your banks, your stocks and bonds and options and coins and inheritance and, cultivating your lavishness. You have to look at your bouginess. You have to look at your wealth. You have to look at your abundance mindset. And it's not just about materialism. Let me say that one more time, maybe 5 more times. It's not about materialism. It's not about materialism. It's actually about an embodiment, not external materialism or spiritual crystal materialism. And yes, there is a greatness to having crystals and to having stuff and to having onks and to having gold and to having things that will actually put you in a high vibration by you seeing these things. But it's also embodying these things regardless, which is exactly what I did in 2020, which is I embodied the Ankh. I embodied the meditation. I embodied being a Jedi. I embodied wearing the same clothes every day that everybody still makes fun of me for. I embodied this shit. Do you want to know why I embodied it? Because the reason why I embodied it was I was getting in tune with my wealth vibration, my abundance vibration, my abundance wavelength, my abundance vibe. I was the shit. I didn't need shit around me. I didn't need your fucking car. I didn't need your fucking clothes. I didn't need your purse. I didn't need all your types of shit for me to feel like I was the shit. I was like, fuck all that shit. I'm the shit. I'm the one that shows up and I'm the abundance one. I am the rich one. I am the wealthy one. And then constantly looking for confirmation and affirmation. I would obviously claim I am abundant, I am rich, all these things, but also looking for confirmation internally. How am I already this? How am I already this? And then giving that attention and validation. That is internal validation. That is internal attention. And wealth has a lot to do with attention, validation. It has a lot to do with external and internal embodiment and vibration and actually feeling like you are the being that you say that you are. And the people that earned it for you or the people that have given you money, so say you born into money, they were the ones who truly embodied it. They were the ones who truly embodied it. And it's your duty to embody it at their level exponentially. That is your duty, or not. But you can continuously complain about the circumstances that you're in. You can continuously complain about the bullshit that you have to put up with. But take that same energy and put that towards something positive. Put that towards positive mindset, positive emotions, and positive confirmation. See how you already are successful. That's a big thing. So continuously build upon your possessions, but you need to observe what possesses you now and what possessions you must have. I know this sounds crazy, but it's also connected to the law of detachment. When people start to possess the right spirit, when people actually have the right spirit, they embody the right spirit, they don't need all of the gold for them to be, validated. The problem with an alpha male and an alpha female is they still seek validation outside of them for those other people to say, yeah, that person's a shit. Yeah, that person's a shit. I'm a fucking Sigma male, and there is a rarity of Sigma males that are evolving, but I don't give a fuck if you think that I'm not the shit. I already know I'm the shit. I already know that I'm rich. I already know that I'm fit. I already know that I'm healthy. I already know my mindset. I already know these different things. And it's also like people will see this and be like, that's arrogance. And it's an abundance vibration that is a very rare vibration for people to vibrate at. It's not, a lot of people that I know and who people like me are very humble. We are very humble beings. You cannot get to this place without extreme minimalism, but also having a rich minimalist or an enriched minimalist mindset. You cannot get to that point. So start cultivating, what is the millionaire version of you? What is the multimillionaire version of you? What's the billionaire version of you? What's the monetary version of you? What's the spiritually energetic time, money, cultivation of your currencies? Are you thriving? Are you lucrative? Do you have valuables? Are you valuable? Are you well off? Or do you have things that are well off? Or do you have like $5 t-shirts? See, that's the crazy thing too. You don't have to buy $105 t-shirts or $1,005 t-shirts. You don't have to do that, but you can get something that will last. And things that last have value. You have to look at things as investments. Everything is an investment, including internally and everything externally. You're not going to be in a relationship that's a liability. You're not going to be in a place that's a liability. You're not going to be in a job that's a liability. You're not going to buy clothes that's a liability that people have like, a bunch of holes in their clothes and all this different stuff. The thing about this, guys, is people will make fun of me, but presidents do the same shit that I do, and you guys praise them, ironically. It's very interesting. People wear the same clothes. People have their clothes already preset for them. The people who are fucking winning that you're making fun of, I'm doing the same thing. Mimicking. The mimicry actually puts you in those same vibrations. This is the same thing. You find a mentor, and then you mimic them. It's a big thing. And then you obviously cultivate your own autonomy and your own originality, your own individuality to it, your own abundance vibration to it. Now, you need to look on your return of investment as well. So you need to start looking at there is an investment. It might be a potential liability, but maybe it's an overall return of investment as an asset that will exponentially grow after 2 years. So yeah, maybe it's a liability that you invested in for 2 years, but then it's a return of investment asset continuously, exponentially for the next years to come. Now, one big thing about this too is focus on your financials. How are you plentiful? How are you bountiful? How do you build cash flow? Do you have availability of credit or cultivation of credit? Do you understand or overstand credit? Do you understand your richness, your stockpile, your stocks? Do you understand your funds? Do you understand your generosity? Because how we live is also how people live towards us. So when we are externally and eternally generous and grateful, we in turn get that gratitude and generosity. Okay? Being prosperous, being luxurious, being profitable. Okay? Being royal or noble. Looking at yourself as somebody who is like You have to look at yourself like this if you are interested in this type of mindset. I'm not saying anybody has to do this. I already understand these vibrations and these investments into self, okay, and into wealth, ultimately. Self, health, and wealth. There's the wealth of health. There's the wealth of self. There's the self of wealth. There's the health of wealth. There's the wealth of self. There's the health of self. There's all these different intercorrelations and connections. Everything is interconnected. And so you can start to dissect and intersect these types of things in your life. You have to look in how you already are filthy rich instead of always focusing on your fucking poverty, always focusing on your, I need to save, I need to save, I need to save. Why do you need to save? It's adrenaline. It's the fight or flight response. It's the survival response. It's the, what if something happens? What if something this? What if another this happens? What if another this happens? What if these types of things happen? They have to program the Great Depression in you. They have to program wars into you. They have to do this because they don't want you to see that your own natural vibration is abundance, is joy, is detachment. You don't necessarily need to be attached to all these fucking things that they tell you need. And that is the crazy part, because once you start to say, yeah, I don't fucking need it, I don't need it, they can't control you. They can't control you. You are an uncontrollable being. You are what? Free. Free is to be uncontrollable. True freedom is when you are not tied down to a job, where you're not tied down to these different types of things. When you voluntarily offer these things, that's why it's fine to be in relationships. That's why it's fine to still work at a job, because people will voluntarily give their time up. But ultimately, you must invest into the relationships and the networks and the jobs and the businesses and the entrepreneurship and the investments into the things that are going to be a return of investment, that you're going to be able to buy your time back, that you're going to be able to buy your energy back, that you're going to be able to cultivate and receive the knowledge, because the Most High is ultimately blessing you to be able to funnel into the things that you really want. You can use your day job to make you billions of dollars, but you have to leave your day job within a certain period of time. So then you use that investment of what you made, of the cash flow that you receive from that, and then put it into investments that will make you more, that you'll put it into assets that will make you more money. You get what I'm saying? So it's important. It's important that you see that you're worthwhile. It's important that you see that you're worthy. The whole thing when I was young, I was always projected, oh, you're not worthy enough, or I always felt like I wasn't, which I feel like inherently is something psychologically, either within my friends or my family. And I love all of you guys. This is not anything bad. I don't come on public forum just to be like, I'm gonna, no, what it is that I didn't have enough autonomy. I didn't have enough of my self-independence. And now that I do, a lot of people think like, oh, he's way different than he was when he was younger. No, like, I'm really just figuring out my worth. I'm figuring out like how worthy I see myself. That's why I'm always into Thor, which is all about worthiness. That's why I'm into all these other different types of people and certain types of famous people, certain types of entrepreneurs, certain types of businessmen, certain types of CEOs, certain types of, people who act a certain way, who live a very worthwhile life. And then I really started cultivating this, guys. This has been years ago when I was like, I'm not worthy, I associated some of these different things, and I associated the wrong feelings with the wrong experiences. And I didn't look at the fucking positive. I always looked at the negative. Here's the big thing. I started reframing and revising all of the things that happened to me in high school and junior high, when I knocked my tooth out, when all these different things in elementary school. And I'm like, whoa, I had the courage at that age to do that. Whoa, I was this good at and then now I'm really starting to talk myself up and revise those experiences or memories, okay, what you remember, and I'm remembering a new vibrational internal embodiment, enlightenment inside of my mind. I'm transmuting the darkness, the lead, the Saturn, the Satan into sun, into gold, into the Son of God, into the sun, into light. I'm turning darkness into light. That's what magical miracles are. That's ultimately what it's used for. And the people that you're afraid of when people talk about magic is when they're trying to turn lightness into dark. That's what you guys don't understand. So there are people on this planet who understand what I'm saying, where they don't even try. We turn darkness into light. When people try to pass off their hatred, when people try to pass off their narcissism, when people try to pass off their negative and their negative vibes and all this shit, thank you. But also, I don't need that. But thank you when it did happen, because I've already transmuted that into positivity, and it's already been working for me in abundance. And now I've turned it into generational blessings from the generational curses. I've turned your guys' alcoholism into passion and into, I'm drunk on love. I'm drunk on the Lord's fountain of youth. That's the type of vibe. That's the type of abundance vibe. So we're not going to let this get too long, guys, but ultimately it's led into gold. Turning your life, having a golden life, looking at yourself as the golden being, looking at yourself as God is within you. He's not outside of you. Why is there over 2,000 denominations? The only one denomination that has not changed is us. It's inside. It's found inside. That's where all of us are interconnected. We all have the same blood. We all have the same hearts. We all have the same eyes. We all have the same visual cortexes. We all have the same pineal glands. We all have the same pituitary glands. We have the same bone structures. We all have the same different systems, 11 in a man and 11 in a woman. That's the one thing that does not change. At the end, it does not matter, because we're all going to not matter anymore. But that's not a bad thing, because there's a spirit. There's connections inside of us. There's an interwebbed, connection that connects all of us. And that's what we call Christ. And we bring that to the highest vibration. We cultivate that to the highest vibration. From shame, we transmute shame and darkness and Satan into God, into Christ, into joy, into peace, into love, into light, into gold, into son of God. There is a grand central sun, which is greater than our sun, which is what we would deem as the Father. It's ultimately more dimensionally different than our three-dimensional universe. But we're not going to let, but this is the abundance vibe. See, I started transforming my mind like, I'm going to be, way more plentiful. I'm going to be open-minded. I'm going to be abundance-minded. That's how we cultivate. Check out everything in the description. There's my course in the description, guys. Also, check out the Neville Goddard collection. You guys can see this in the description. This is 14 books, all talking about the 400 verses of the law of attraction and the law of assumption within biblical texts and scriptures. And I want you guys to understand there is over 400 verses. And then we literally dissect these verses, and these are different types of interpretations of what these verses mean. I don't think that it's just read logically and plainly, but I think that there is interpretation to be able to cultivate in these types of characteristics along the hero's journey of your life. Peace, much love, namaste. Talk to you guys soon. This is Wealth Care. Peace.